We're arriving to Potosí, walking already in Potosí. As you can see, it's not as Sucre, but over there, for instance, the main cathedral. So now I'm going to the central market to search for some food. So we'll see. Starting the trek of Kari Kari. Kari Kari is a really interesting valley because these valleys, the Spanish used it for building dams in the colonial times that supplied water for their refineries of silver in those days. Later we will see the dams. So we're starting now. It's 9:30. I think it's gonna be fine. The weather is nice, so we're doing good. We are close to the pass, which is over there, the Kari Kari Trek, and then we're gonna go there. And this is the valley of Kari Kari. This is the pass. Success. Now we have to go over there, and boom, going down after the pass. So seeing llamas in here, and over there is the Cerro Rico de Potosi, which is really important because it's in our coat of arms. We're gonna be closer. I'm gonna be explaining, and those are llamas, and this is the valley of San Idelfonso lagoon, which are really colonial dams. So we'll see. Everything good. Nice weather. Could be better, but I mean it's fine. So here's one of the colonial dams that the Spanish built here. You can clearly see that it's a colonial dam, and we're gonna pass it, and we're gonna see more downwards. So here we're at the finish of the trek. Over there is here's the San Idelfonso lagoon, which is dry because it's the dam. It was a dam, and now it's completely empty. These dams were built by the Spanish for the mining, and over there is Cerro Rico de Potosi. If you can see over there in the top, there's a little bit of concrete in order to not the summit do not collapse. And that mountain been exploited since the 16th century when the Spanish discovered it. So there's silver fever in those days. So yeah, this is the finish of the trek. There's Jin. So yeah, we're here in the Potosí and on some of the ruins of what the Spanish left. So the Spanish used to work in here with an engine impulsed by water. So that's an aqueduct. The water used to be in there, and there used to be a windmill, if I'm not wrong is the term. It's an engine impulsed by water. So inside of this room there used to be and a couple of engine impulsed by the force of the water over there. So that's what we're seeing. So we're gonna see it from another angle. So we're seeing from one side, you see from there was like the part of the wooden wheel that used to be here, and in here used to be the engine impulsed by it. And over there was another wheel, and the aqueduct. The water used to pass, and that's the aqueduct. So we are here in the highest part, and this was the aqueduct. So basically this aqueduct used to take the water, and that's over there's Potosí. The water, and imagine that I'm the water, and over there was the engine, the wheel, and in here inside there was the engine that used to crack all the rocks. Tomorrow, if I have the chance, I'm gonna show you a restored one. But yeah, that's it. Once the trek of Kari Kari was finished, we returned to the hotel by these interesting and colonial streets of Potosí. Here we can see most of the houses are or colonial or from the early republic. And also in here, for instance, what we'll see is the mint of Potosí, legendary mint, and then back to the hotel. We started this day with the visit of the house mint of Potosí that has worked for centuries, basically, with these kind of engines, as you can see. We're gonna create some currency here. So in the old-fashioned way.
Esto hay que ponerlo acá, por favor.
So we're gonna put this here, this thing. Puedo hacerlo con la mano, ¿no ve?
Sí, puedes. Despacio, hasta
Todo me recuerda a ella.
Sí, sí,
Who's gonna
fuerte, por favor. Un solo golpe.
just one hit with the hammer, yes.
How hard?
Really hard.
Go.
De boletería.
Very good.
Más fuerte tiene que ser. Podemos arreglar todavía.
Pero del otro lado, ¿no ve?
Es que está pegado a los lados. Lo podemos arreglar todavía.
Ah, ya.
¿Sí?
Is it good?
No.
No good.
Más fuerte.
It needed more strength.
Oh,
No se marca.
but
I mean,
it's too late.
No offense. I mean,
Sí.
he can solve it.
Lo
He will fix it. Don't worry.
Oh, you take it.
Ese solo. Here we are in San Marcos restaurant, which is closed, but we can see the engines in here that I was mentioning yesterday, close to Kari Kari. And in here we see with the mill, water mill. You see over there, the water used to go there, and the engine used to work, and then the water used to be in a tunnel and used to be transported there. So what we see inside is what it used to be good for it, and it was this over there. You see, it's they used to be turning like this, and they give enough energy to this kind of device that used to crack the rocks to obtain silver. So that was the premise, and of course on the top of it, like we saw yesterday, there is an aqueduct that pours water in order to all the system works, and I will try to show inside of the restaurant because it's closed. So that's the restaurant inside, and over there you can see a little bit of the engines and how this I don't know if I call it factory, refinery, how it was. And I tried the calapurca, which is a corn soup with a hot volcanic rock in it. Really nice. We're in Pulacayo, the train museum. And over there you see the train. It's really cool. Pulacayo is a miner village, and they used to use these steam trains that are perfectly preserved. See, that's how they used to export silver. In this case, this is a silver mine, and the village over there that you're seeing, it's a silver mine. And here is the first train that arrived at the Bolivian territory, the first steam train that arrived here from this mine started operating in the year 1839, so in the Republican time. And in here is, for instance, the house of one of the first presidents in Bolivia, the president that actually founded the village of Uyuni, Aniceto Arce, which is, for instance, he was the owner of this mine until the revolution of 1952. Over there is his house, the house of Aniceto Arce. And in here also it was written the thesis of Pulacayo, the thesis of Pulacayo. What's the thesis of Pulacayo? Thesis of Pulacayo is the reason why there was a revolution in 1952 in Bolivia, which the consequence of that, it was the nationalization of the minerals, the universal vote, and the agrary reform. So in here it was the origin of that, in this legendary village, which we can see the house of Aniceto Arce. You see, there's Barbara, and there's the house of Aniceto Arce. That was the house. Aniceto Arce was the founder of Uyuni. He founded it in the 1840s or 30s, if I'm not wrong, and he was the owner of this mine of Pulacayo, silver mine. You're gonna read a little bit. You see, this is the edification of 1878. It was built with stone. It's the European style. Okay, so we're gonna try to see inside. Barbara is already looking. Is there something? Is there something? Ah. I imagine to live like this, of minery. So now we're seeing the Aniceto Arce's house, and in front of it we see this, the Centro Minero Pulacayo, which is an historical building because in here, within these walls, it was written the Pulacayo thesis, that it was the origin of the the revolution of 1952. Many of the premises of the revolution of 1952 in here in Bolivia were written inside this building. The premises like agrarian reform, universal vote, nationalization of the mines were written in here by workers. Now the mines work with cooperativism, so that means everybody could have a share, and that it's not these mines, they don't belong to a company anymore. So there's no more Aniceto Arce, guys like Aniceto Arce that own an entire mine. It's just many people, cooperativists, that can buy a share. So that's the way it works. So yeah, it was cool to be here in Pulacayo. That's Pulacayo. And in half hour we're gonna be at Uyuni. So tomorrow, Uyuni. Boom. That was the day.